Hello, AGP students and families. It's Mr. Smythe here, and I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial or some tips for our virtual learning. So as we mentioned in previous classes, if you're on the iPad or if you're doing your classwork using an iPad, you want to download all the Google apps that we have showed you or that you know we're going to be using. So I'm on a MacBook. I have Google Chrome on my dock. So the first thing I do is I'm signed in. I go to my drive. These are all my bookmarks. Excuse me. So these are the things I recently worked on. So when I click on the waffle or the 9 dots, I have my Gmail. As we talked about in virtual class, you want to continue to check this and also delete emails that you don't need, because every time Mr. Guide or myself post something to your Google Classroom or your homeroom teacher does, you're going to receive an email. So you want to keep an eye on that and just delete emails that you don't need. These tiles can be moved around. So I'd like to have Gmail up top. Here's our Google Classroom. And what we introduced to some of you today was Google Calendar. So that being said, going into Google Classroom, what you can do is click on this star if you don't already have it bookmarked, or you can press Command D. So I already do have it bookmarked. And you can rename it. So let's just say AGP. All right, now our version looks a little different than the student version, but when you are in our Google Classroom, again, the stream is similar to Twitter. These are where we'll post the meetings. So we did switch over from Google Meeting back to Zoom. I sent out a poll. The majority, more than 3/4 of the students that responded said they prefer Zoom. So we're back to Zoom. They updated their security features. And the nice thing about it is the password is going to be AGP. So in the stream is where you'll see meeting post, any information that is information about Breakout EDU, some Given kits. So that is where you'll see postings from Mr. Gotti and myself. Classwork is where you should be posting all of your projects, all of your work. It looks a little different from the teacher view than the student view, but this is all of your assignments with your rubric at the top, and this template for your slide presentation. This is where Mr. Gotti and myself can see who's turned in what and all the people in the class, so we can send you out emails. So your focus should be in the stream, checking for information, and your work goes in classwork. I could keep that tab open. Now, if we were in Google Classroom right now, or a Zoom meeting, and then we want to go to play Gimkit, I get a new tab, and I have a bookmark here. Again, this blue star, Command D, works on the Macs. So if this was our Zoom meeting here, then with the Gimkit, I have it so you do not need a password. So you just sign in with Google. If you would like to create your own Gimkits, you would continue with Google and sign in with your Rose Media School District Google account. All right, again, back to your drive. The 9 dots I mentioned is important, and the calendar we introduced today, and I know it was a little confusing to some of you. So our meetings are going to be reoccurring. So for 3rd grade, they're going to be on Mondays at 1 p.m., 4th grade, Tuesday at 1 p.m., and 5th grade, we have 2 meeting times available. We have 11 a.m. on Tuesdays as well as 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. So if you accept that reoccurring meeting, what happens is, as you notice in my calendar, here's Tuesday, so I know I have 5th grade at 11, 4th grade at 1, 5th grade again at 2. And I click on I click on the blue rectangle, and here is all the information to get in the meeting. I also set it so you'll have an email reminder 1 day prior to start of the meeting. So again, these are the tab buttons. So if you wanted to go between tabs, you could have Gimkit open before we start class. That way you're ready to go. You could have your Google Drive set up. but that's how I like to start my day. I first sign in with Chrome, and again, I go to my 9 dots, I check my Gmail, see if there's anything posted or needed to be done in Google Classroom, and then here is your calendar. The calendar is not required to use, just another tool. If you'd like to use a paper and pencil calendar, that is fine as well. All right, I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either one of us.